New York Democrats argue the words mother and father are outdated and need to be replaced with more inclusive terms under state law. All that's needed now is Governor Kathy Hochul's signature. So if Hochul approves, in New York's family court and in domestic and education law, a mother would be labeled as a gestating parent, a father as a non-gestating parent, and paternity proceedings to determine the child's father would be called parentage proceedings. The bill passed the state Senate this week and the state assembly back in March. Governor Hochul proudly calls herself New York's first mom governor. It's unclear if she'll support this change, though.
I'm not familiar with what was introduced late last night, so I'll take a look at it. I have until the end of the year to review them and make a decision, so I won't be commenting on pending legislation.
New York would join other states like Massachusetts, California, Connecticut, and Colorado to change the definition and wording of parents in their state laws. Democrats argue the bill is necessary to accommodate surrogacy cases and same-sex couples. Now, Governor Hochul's up for re-election this year. Her main challenger, Republican Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, tells Fox this morning this bill is a continuation of war declared on families by Democrats.
It's not by Democrats, it's by Marxists. Again, the terminology used by the media gives them gravitas to hide behind liberals who are normal Democrats. These are Marxists, Eric, who are doing this to destroy the nuclear family. And part of it is the verbiage, then the legal verbiage, and then the destruction of the nuclear family, which is what they want.
Like, not to sound like Jordan Peterson, but it's pure postmodernism.
Yeah.
In your face that these
Yep.
are, put upon terms, that it fits right in with assigned at birth. When a child is born, it's not a male or female, it's assigned that.
That's right. She will sign the bill in December after the election is over. She will duck it until then, and then she doesn't want it to be an issue in the re-election, but she will sign this in December before the time limit runs out, thereby implementing what California has implemented, these Marxist terms to change the lexicon, to disrupt the dialogue, and to use Marxist terms in everyday life.
100%. And I mean, what do you expect to occur? And it is such bullshit on its face. I mean, oh my God. How have people survived for literally hundreds of years being the adoptive parents? Like, often both parents died. What do? So the aunt and the uncle, they have this thing called a guardian. Yeah. There's many other terms that fill the roles. And
they want you to mock and make jokes about it. They want you to laugh about it and make jokes about it on the conservative right. That's not going to get us anywhere by just mocking it and sitting in a bar laughing about it. They do not give a fuck that you're laughing about them taking over your American language and legal language. Keep in mind, illegal alien is still in legal textbooks. It's still part of Supreme Court law, and they are chafing at the bit to get rid of illegal alien.
I agree, and I'm definitely not laughing at it. And I hope
I know you're not,
because it's an insult to parents. Being a parent is one of the hardest jobs in the world, and being a mother is important to so many people's lives, or being a father. I mean, that is the first identity they wear. And deservedly, and to sit there and take it away is just it's despicable.
Oh, they're going to keep going. It's unhoused neighbors, all of their terminology. Out of 10, maybe they land 7. So to them, that's 70% that they altered the structure of American language. They just go, that's great. They'll keep pushing it they'll keep pushing it in the institutions until we drive a fucking stake through the institutions of higher learning. Everything is coming out of there. These lawsuits by the Trump administration are quite welcome, but I think it may not be even close to being enough to drive them into submission.
Yeah, and there is a part of me that wants to almost go with opposite language. Like, they're trying to reshape the language. It's like, why don't we start using harsher terms?
Yeah,
for their
no, I agree.
people? And then they're so busy defending themselves, saying, no, that's insulting. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
It's a good
anything
term
to
me.
disrupt their
Let's
march,
redefine it.
anything to disrupt their march forward of these Marxists. Like other people have said, not just me. I mean, obviously James, what's his face, who was on the show with us, and others have said that we're in a war against Marxism. We're not in a war against the Democrats. We're not in a war against rhinos. This is now capitalism versus communism. This is now freedom versus Marxism. Any other discussion is irrelevant. They do not give a shit about Republicans and Democrats. They have put up they've created a party called the Democratic Socialists of America. There's two things in that name they don't give a fuck about. One is America, the other is Democratic. They are socialists through and through.
Well, I mean, I think that they are telling the truth. Just
Yes.
like North Korea is, I believe, the Democratic Republic of North Korea or something like that. And then you have the Democratic Congo, and so yes, it is absolutely democratic socialist. It's probably closer to the truth than some of these other countries are even naming, because at least they have the socialism there. Should say
National Socialism was a good one, that the Third Reich used. That was popular for a couple of years.
100%. Now, moving on, very quick follow-up story, but we are going to keep looking at this as more and more and more develops. And the missing lab worker whose body was found.
Yeah, with a gunshot
now they're
wound.
saying, foul play is definitely suspected. So I don't know where in the head the gunshot wound was, but it was a gunshot wound in the head.
What difference does it make at this point?
If it's like obviously that's one thing, but if it's from the back, as you said last episode, that's even more significant.
Right, you're right. That's true.
They are saying though that there is definite. The investigator firmly believes that foul play was involved in Casias' death, and hinted that their devastated family will win a civil lawsuit against the New Mexico State Police for purportedly botching the case.
What? What do they have to do with it?
I don't know.
I mean, that's not going to go anywhere. But the reality of it is the coroner has got to let the information out, whether what Eric is saying is true. The location of the hole in the skull, because it could be self-deletion or it could be an execution.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There should be a report at some point.
That's it. I don't know. It's not complicated. Every single thing that is simple is complicated today.
That's true. That's true.
Doesn't matter what it is. Everybody's going like, where's the report that just says this? Well, we're working on that. We can't really release that. Well, that'll explain everything. Yeah, we know. That's why we're not releasing it.
Yes, that's fair. But while we're following up, let me follow up with good news. I mean, that's kind of sad. So this one I think is a great story. Murder charge dropped for Arkansas sheriff nominee who killed his teen daughter's nest. And remember, this guy won the primary to be sheriff.
Remember.
And
I don't remember this.
It was only like in April, so very recently. He actually won. Aaron Spencer. He won his primary. He's pretty much a shoe-in to be sheriff now. And the judge apparently threw this case out and dismissed it. And he stated that the court finds that conduct by law enforcement is so egregious that dismissal of this case is warranted. The development comes just a few weeks before Spencer was slated to go to trial for the case. What happened was apparently dash cam footage vanished.
Oh, that's not
from
good.
the trial. But you know what? I think the judge might have been looking for a reason to toss the thing out.
Toss the thing out,
And probably everybody else.
That's good news.
Because think about it, he could be a convicted sheriff, elected sheriff.
And being convicted.
And it's just like, what?
Well, it's happened in Congress, that's for sure. Why not the sheriff? I mean,
it has. And if there's a case for jury nullification, it's probably better for the judge to toss it out rather than a jury come back and just say, no, we're not convicting him. This is ridiculous. So, I know, but that's good news. And I definitely wanted to share that. More good news to follow up is CBS. I mean, literally, we were just talking about this on Tuesday, and Scott Pelley, hero to the masses. Scott Pelley is no longer.
Does he have a new podcast yet?
I'm sure he does, and maybe he and Jim Acosta could do, like dual appearances and support each other. We've got the douchebag here. By the way, it was funny because Halpern was talking about Scott Pelley.
Oh yeah,
before he got fired.
Yes,
because Halpern, if you've listened to him for a while, he'll always bring up his time with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's kind of his hero, but he mentioned how Scott Pelley, when introducing
that story was great,
broke into his.
That was good.
I'm Scott Pelley. I says, his broadcaster voice, and you can tell Mark was just sneering at. And he said that Bill Clinton looked over at him like,
and then he winked.
Then
he winked at him.
Yeah. Like, okay.
No, this guy's a mega douche. Let's face it. I mean, the idea that no one could get fired from CBS, I don't understand. Who gives a shit? Just fire the guy. If he just would have shut his mouth, he could have gotten paid. Now he's been fired for cause and no money for this piece of shit. What an idiot.
Exactly. And I'm glad
he could have gotten fired, gotten paid, and then gone on the warpath afterwards. But he couldn't control himself because he obviously has TDS.
And this arrogance, though. I mean, the amount, it's like he's sniffing his own fart so much. He's like, I am a legendary broadcaster. The stewardship.
But even they get fired. But people get fired regardless of the stewardship or anything. I mean, everyone, Dan Rather was fired. Walter Cronkite. I mean, what is with this guy that he thinks he's, not just him and the rest of the staff, that they're untouchable? Somebody was showing the graph, I think it might have been on Halpern, the decline of 60 Minutes in the ratings since
it lined up with his whole career.
Yes. Yeah. It just completely plummeted straight down into a gulf. And yet they're supposed to keep it going and lose money. They have to keep going and no one's supposed to be fired. Well, the party's over, my friends. The party's over.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody can be fired. For God's sake, anybody heard of Steve Jobs, who founded Apple?
He mentioned that. That's what Mark mentioned. He mentioned
the founders of Cisco, they were fired.
Everybody, not just tech. It could be any media.
No, I know, but I'm saying, the heads of companies fired left and right. What are you going to do?
Ridiculous story.
So it is bonkers, but you're right. He could have shut his mouth. And it turns out that veteran 60 Minutes anchors say they're staying for now, even as they rip Bari Weiss dictatorship.
Yeah, they make $250,000 a year. All you got to do is shut your trap.
Yeah, you know what this story tells me is they probably talked to their agent, and their agent said, "Look, man, there's nothing we can do for you. It's a bad economy out there. There's no other work.
You're never going to get another job. You're right. I mean, all you got to do is read a teleprompter. So you're not writing the piece. Just read the fucking teleprompter, for Christ's sakes. They can't even do that. They're so biased. They're so drunk with power. They're so deranged with Trump derangement syndrome that they feel that they have to act out. Well, I think some of these people, like Eric said, made some phone calls or to their banker or to their wives who said, shut the fuck up and just do your job.
That's my theory.
It's not so far-fetched.
No. And to continue the wonderful follow-up stories, this one is going to be a gift, I think, for a while. And it's nice to have a single target. I mean, this guy is the worst scumbag since Hunter Biden. And Hunter Biden, at least, wasn't trying to be an elected senator. But Graham Plattner, out of Maine, more and more is coming out about this guy. He has now had a New York Times full-blown expose on him.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not good. And obviously the New York Times wants to carry his water. They want to work with him, but no. I mean, this guy is so bad that they're like, we've got to get this guy out of here no matter what we're going to do.
Well, he's grabbing women now and throwing them around, according to sources.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, here's an example. Do you think CNN is a MAGA-friendly outlet or a right-wing friendly outlet?
Probably not.
No, I don't think they are. But here's what Aaron Burnett, noted non-right winger is saying about him.
Breaking news, the New York Times publishing new allegations against Maine Democratic Senate candidate Graham Plattner. The Times speaking with 6 women who have dated Plattner. Now, 3 of them described him as a caring partner, but 3 of them described volatile and toxic relationships, including allegations of infidelity, demeaning behavior toward women, heavy drinking, and in one account, physical intimidation. Lindsay Fifield, who dated Plattner for about 2 or 3 years, 2013 to 2015.
3 years.
Alleges to the Times that Plattner grabbed her by the shoulders regularly, sometimes hard enough to leave marks. She also described an argument with Plattner where he twisted her arm behind her back, shoving her into a bedroom and holding the door closed so she couldn't get out. Again, that's her account. He strongly disputes.
You got to believe all women, though,
campaign
Aaron.
saying the most serious allegations are false and politically motivated. So I want to go to our K-file, Andrew Kaczynski, who's done extensive reporting on Plattner and, of course, spoken to him. And K-file, alongside these new allegations, I know that you also have new reporting about this tattoo we've heard a lot about, right? Specifically this Nazi tattoo. It's widely recognized as a Nazi symbol that Plattner had on his chest. What are you learning?
Well, Aaron, what we're learning tonight is that a woman who spoke to CNN anonymously last year is now going public to the New York Times and CNN and directly challenging Graham Plattner's explanation about the tattoo. She says Plattner referred to the image as my Totenkopf. That's a reference to the skull and crossbone emblem used by Nazi SS units years before the controversy became public. She was the same source who previously provided CNN with text messages showing that before Plattner said he learned of the symbol's Nazi associations, she was already describing the tattoo to friends as a Nazi symbol and saying that she learned that from Plattner. Now, her account also lines up with reporting we uncovered last year from Plattner's deleted Reddit post. In those posts, they discussed the Totenkopf and other Nazi-linked symbols, and he argued that some members of the military had adopted them as part of military culture rather than expression.
Well, they're not running for Senate, the other members of the military.
New questions about Plattner's long-standing claim that he only recently learned about the symbol's Nazi associations last.
Now, let me let Plattner speak for himself. I don't want to be unfair to the guy, and I know you don't either. So here's what Plattner has to say.
Is again totally false.
I do want to follow up one place on this, and I don't want to get too forensic, but the Times basically reported that they saw texts of hers, including a text in August, I believe August 3rd of last year. This would be before October of last year, in which she basically said that you had a quote Nazi tattoo, and she joked about how she's going to go volunteer for Collins. Now, again, this is a text that got sent, so like we can place the time, right? This is in August. How does she know it's a Nazi tattoo in August of last year, and you don't know it's a Nazi tattoo?
Well, she certainly didn't send that text to me. So whoever she sent it to and was talking to, that's I can't say why, but I will say that I certainly didn't know. And the text messages she's sending to friends who
give it up, bro.
Get them off. They didn't tell me that. So
the governor, Janet Mills, is in. Get this piece of shit out of here. He's stick a political fork in him. He's fucking done. Can we move on to some other political races?
I mean, obviously we can.
I mean, he's Eric. This is sad. I can't. This is cruel and unusual punishment, Eric.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
No, it's not. No, he deserves
all right. Okay.
He deserves as much as humanly possible. Come on.
Okay. All right.
Especially because you know what? When you tell and wish for another soldier's death.
That was.
And then you're defending yourself by talking about how you're a damn soldier. That's stolen valor, and you're bad. Hold on. And if you're sitting there saying that you're a working class, blue collar fisherman type, and you're a freaking prep school kid who's been given everything. No, screw you. That's
the question is, would Chuck Schumer and Bernie Sanders, 2 Brooklyn Jews, would they endorse Joseph Goebbels if he was running for Senate in Pennsylvania or in Maine or in Michigan?
Maybe.
And on the Democratic side, I'm saying, at what level do you have to go before you say, you know what, as a Jew, the Nazi thing, I don't know, that's a bridge too far. Apparently not a bridge too far. If they had a candidate of the Third Reich who was running, Schumer and this gentleman from Vermont, Bernie Sanders,
He's all for him. He's
all for him. Again, much more for him than Goyish Democrats than the Christian Democrats are.
What about Massey's best buddy, Ro Khanna? He's out there campaigning for marching.
They're not Jewish. I'm just saying the two strongest supporters are these two Brooklyn Jews, and nobody can get over this in the Jewish community. It's all people are talking about out here.
That's true. But another big supporter of his is a woman. You see how it goes with women? A woman who's a fake Indian. She's a big supporter too.
She supports anything that fake Indian. Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, after a while, they run out of gas from just,
All right. Now I'll be okay. Now, to be fair, I will do a follow up on a douchebag who is from the other side of the aisle. So to speak. Really big dick, though. Happy to see this going on. John Bolton pleading guilty.
Oh, that's a good
for illegal documents.
That's a good one, Eric.
So,
his statements about Trump stealing documents. I mean, the videos of him denouncing Trump, saying he has to be jailed for the Mar-a-Lago declassified, completely legal documents that Trump took with him. It's just a great counterpoint to what he actually is being convicted of.
Yeah. Remember, nobody's above the law. I think he said that amongst others, right?
Well, he also said that Trump had to be jailed for taking these documents, and then he took documents himself. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I believe he has to do jail time.
I hope so. I know that he's definitely getting I think $1.5 or $2 million in a penalty they just got to hand over, but I do hope he at least spends
penalty will be paid by Democratic operatives. He has to go to jail. These penalties are meaningless. They raise money from opposition supporters literally overnight to pay these fines.
That's good.
Yeah, that's why he's got to do physical jail time.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, what does it take to go to jail other than, even this case, the Carmelo Anthony case, like the guy's out on bail. The kid obviously stabbed the guy on video, said he did it, tried to hide the knife. Now they're having a trial after over a year. What the hell does it take to convict somebody in this country?
Yeah, from my understanding, getting into the trial is easier or harder than getting him into jail.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about how people are having to wait starting at 4:00 in the morning, reporters to even get in and sit the trial.
Yeah, this is our Nowak case. What's going on in England? This is our version of the similar Nowak case, almost in reverse. Nowak being stabbed by a person of some Sikh extraction, I believe, or Muslim extraction, and was allowed to bleed out while handcuffed by police because the guy simply said he insulted me and I stabbed him to death. There's now Kay Starmer in a verbal war with J.D. Vance, who was lecturing him about this case, Eric. This is now, Starmer has gone to the mat with J.D. Vance and also Elon Musk, who have gone viral on this case.
Well, I was going to say this, of course, is Starmer, who I have a picture of young Starmer with his. I don't know if it's his idol or
is it with Joseph Stalin or?
No, it's with Jimmy Savile.
Okay,
who also allegedly had strong relationships with many little people who are not.
Well, there's millions of photos with Jimmy Savile and people, Eric. So
I can't
go there.
Well, when Starmer is the guy in charge of prosecuting the gangs that Tommy Robinson is talking about, and they're doing the exact same thing as Jimmy Savile, and there's a picture of him with Jimmy Savile.
Well, these are going after girls, by the way. The grapey gangs from Pakistan are going after little 13 and 12-year-old girls.
Perhaps. And William Radcliffe might be right. Starmer, the longest resignation ever.
Yeah, well, how long does it take to get your clothing out of there? What is the deal with leaving 10 Downing Street? What do you got to turn out the lights everywhere? What is the problem with this guy?
I don't know. Trudeau was kind of, he had a nice long resignation himself, but I think Starmer's going to take the cake on that one.
How about Tom Tillis? How long does it take to get this piece of shit out of the Senate?
That's a good question. That's a good question. As a matter of fact, wait, Liz Truss, I think her entire time as prime minister
was longer than
shorter than Starmer's resignation.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So go figure. I'm not sure how that works, but all right. Well, speaking of, Plattner and anti-Semitism, etc., everybody's saying there's no problem, right? This is overblown. There is no problems here. Stop saying it. Stop exaggerating. And then you, of course, have stories like this one here. Victim of vile anti-Semitic attack in New York City relives horrific moment. Hair is ripped out by maniac screaming, "Jews are eating kids." So
well, this is the perpetrator. Apparently, yes. This is not a crime. Ripping the hair out of a Jewish woman and yelling these things on the subway. I don't know what else you have to do. I mean, what does it take to have a anti-Semitic hate crime in this city?
I don't know. She seems nice, though, doesn't she?
Yeah. She's probably from Africa, I believe, or probably Barbados or something. This is wherever. What she did to the. No, I'm just saying this situation here is just exacerbated by these people from other countries.
I agree, and it obviously, it's being allowed. It's being tolerated,
absolutely,
or ignored at the beginning of it. So I mean, it's bonkers. I mean, it is completely bonkers, and I'll share it as I see them. I'm gonna put it out there because I'm tired of hearing. No, there's no problems.
Who's saying that?
Stop whining.
Highest increase in American history in anti-Semitic hate crimes. I don't know. There's numbers that go with this.
Yeah, I agree. Now, next follow-up story. Sadly, this is a bit of a disloyalty.
Hey, I don't want to say anything, but can we get to this California election? Or
no, we will.
Okay, well, it's only the biggest story in the country. I don't know what you got here, but
is it? They're still counting.
But no, I mean, that's the point. Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's a great line. They're still counting. That's funny.
Here. I do have it. I had a kid up there. I'll just go with it. Okay. Big cheating. Trump sounds alarm on California elections as vote counting grinds to a halt. So, yes.
Right. There's like 7 stories related to this because Bill O'Saley and the federal prosecutors and the FBI are now inside of the vote counting center, which is in City of Industry. Not the industry city, as many critics are who don't know the city here are calling it. The vote counting center is in the City of Industry. They had a live remote showing it empty for over 24 hours yesterday. Finally, it's starting to fill up. And then Bill O'Saley, the acting prosecutor of Los Angeles, federal prosecutor, is now opening up 3 investigations into fraud in California. They have now descended upon the voting center in City of Industry. They are now touring it. Karen Bass has been declared the winner of the mayoral race. And yesterday they dropped about at 7 o'clock at night, just so people at home know, at 7 o'clock at night, every night, they drop additional multi-thousand batches of ballots. Every night. This will go on for 3 weeks or until they declare the winner and decide not to count anymore. So last night, they dropped 3,000 to 5,000 additional ballots. 0 went to Pratt. The bulk of them went to Nithya Raman. People started to smell a rat because he got 0 out of the mail-in ballots. 0 out of the 28. People moved up the ranks and he moved down the ranks, getting 0 out of that tranche that came in last night at 7 o'clock. Now, that being said, he is going to lose the race by Monday. All of this hoopla is over. Nithya Raman will close in on him. The Kalshi sheets and the poly markets now have him as a 5 to 6% likelihood of moving on in the race. Complete collapse of Spencer Pratt's ambitions and campaign. It's been thoroughly destroyed at this point. He has no chance of getting into the final round. Based on these projections, Nithya Raman, I believe, will pass him Monday or Tuesday, and then they'll call it a day and say we're finished counting, and it'll be the 2 socialists running against each other. Pratt will be done, and they will be able to laugh it off as an aberration. all of these things that Pratt so wonderfully brought to the party will be for naught. There will be nothing to do about it. I don't know what the investigations are going to show. Nevertheless, they'll have two socialists running against each other. Both of them are best friends. Both of them have similar policies. Pratt will not be part of that, and Bass will crush Nithya Raman in the election in November, in my political opinion. She has a well-organized union machine. Raman does not. She will go back to the city council. And that was the original plan, Eric, was to have these two run against each other before Pratt got involved in this thing. This was merely to boost Raman's career visually, to bring her up to the mayoral level so she can then succeed Karen Bass when Karen Bass does term out. That's what this plan has been. Pratt threw kind of a monkey wrench into that briefly, so now he's been destroyed by the ballot counting machine that has all the mail-in ballots in the city of Industry.
Well, yeah, and I think I heard of potentially one set of votes that came as like 24,000 to
28,000. Yeah. And he got 0 out of the 28,000. And we're supposed to accept that for reasons that nobody can explain to me. On the gubernatorial side, they will allow Steve Hilton to remain in the top 2. Becerra will run against Steve Hilton. He will thoroughly destroy Steve Hilton. It'll be an 80-20 split. They do not want to let Tom Steyer in there. Tom Steyer, however, is fighting to get into the 1 or 2 spot using his money and nefarious means and absentee ballots that he could get his hands on to try to get him up to replace either Becerra or Steve Hilton. Becerra himself and his political machine, remember, Becerra represents the Biden political machine, the Nancy Pelosi political machine, the Democratic mainstream machine. They want to run against Steve Hilton. That's why you're not seeing similar techniques that you're seeing with Spencer Pratt. There is no movement in this race because they want to go up against Steve Hilton in November. And Halpern and even Larry O'Connor said the chances of Hilton winning are about 20%.
Oh, yeah. They both said that.
That
Pratt had an outside chance.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Pratt was a real threat. And the fact that they had to do 24,000 to 0 only tells me that his lead was that heavy, that they're scrambling to find every vote everywhere to bury the guy.
He's got a 33,000 vote lead, and they're sitting on 400,000 ballots. You tell me how difficult this is. Come on, Eric, it's over on Monday. You know, I mean, they're just being nice. And they want to wrap it up quickly because the eyes of the world are now zooming in on them with a bright light of investigation. So they do not want this to go the normal month, which has happened in the past. They can legally go a month. It's a week after the election day. You can accept ballots that are delivered on election day by 8 p.m. You can count those for 7 days. And then the actual physical counting is legally allowed to be 3 weeks after that. In this case, they have felt the heat. And I believe you will see Raman catch up and pass him rather quickly to declare her and Bass in the final 2 and end this introspection by the feds and others. I don't know where they're going to go with their investigation because this is not something you can see on the surface going to a voting counting center in the city of Industry, Eric.
All right. Well, in Judy Pratt in the chat, it says, Mark, I'm getting sick. With that last name,
you don't even live here. You don't even live here, honey. Why are you getting sick? I wrote it for Pratt. You're getting sick. It's better if I didn't tell you, right, Judy?
Oh, come on. Be nice.
Anyway, the point of the matter is the feds have to come in here and we need a Supreme Court situation. The executive order by Trump was brilliant about mail-in ballots. It was upheld by a judge, and it's also being dismantled and put together in a new way by the United States Postal Service that put it out for comments last week. Robert Gouvet has an incredible breakdown of the executive order working with the United States Postal Service to initiate barcodes based on federal voting lists versus state voting lists. And if they do not mesh and one is not on the federal list, then the barcode is rejected in the mail by the United States Postal Service electronically. It's almost a foolproof system, and apparently it's passed muster already with a federal judge. But it may be too late for California for this election cycle. Is the problem.
Well, and I don't want to leave California yet because one of the big complaints I think is Caruso for just rolling over and others. So can Pratt himself sue and get some, because he does have standing, he is a candidate, and if there are questions about this, does he have recourse to A, force recounts, B, sue about potential shenanigans like these dumps of tranches? Like if there's a question about the mail-in ballots, it's possible that they all could be not counted if they're found to be
in theory. You're correct. You're absolutely correct. This should go to the United States Supreme Court. They've been quite cowardice in dealing with state elections, but at some point it is just so egregious, so illegal that something has to be done from outside the state itself. You can't allow the state to police itself. Like I said today, I didn't give up my voting rights simply because I moved to the state of California. I expect protection from the federal government. And in fact, Trump has ordered in the U.S. prosecutor, Bill Assaley, into this case. And Harmeet Dillon is now inside this case as a civil rights violation. Both of them have opened up investigations this morning, Eric. So we'll see where that goes.
Okay. And I'm obviously
right
you're
about
there.
Pratt. You're right about Pratt. I mean, the guy must be devastated. I mean, to again, like Rick Caruso, who went to bed leading and for days was the leading candidate against Bass originally, only to have 3 weeks later, Bass beat him by 10% of the vote.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
funny when the errors in a situation always reward one side, then you've got a problem.
Yeah,
it's just a given. Now, I don't know if nothing will happen, like people in the chat are saying, or otherwise, but I feel like hopefully Pratt, being an outsider, being a non-politician, won't take it lying down and will at least maximize his rights, which could help people down in the future.
Yeah,
maybe he won't be mayor, but it could force policy changes and things like that. So somebody in the future.
Yeah, I mean, they had a chance, to go up against Bass and just hammer her for 4 months about the state of the city. Nithya Raman is not going to do that because she agrees with every single policy. And that was their original Marxist plan, was to box out anyone and have one Marxist run against another. It's quite genius if you think about it, because you're now boxing out any real opposition.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Sad, sad but true. Let me see here. On more on the positive side, that Trump has done painting in the bottom of the reflecting pool under the Washington Monument for the 250th. He painted the bottom blue, and everybody's making fun of him because they're like, what are you doing with the reflecting pool? He painted it, filled it with water and everything. And this is a reaction from somebody that I think is pretty funny because they are not a Trump fan.
I thought it was a stupid idea to paint the reflecting pool.
Shoot, it's quiet.
It looks good.
Is she crying?
She's like, but it looks good.
Wait. Is she crying over some?
No, she's just, it's just a, she's like, I thought it was a dumb idea, but it looks good.
Okay. I thought she was sobbing all of a sudden uncontrollably.
No, but she's like, essentially she's admitting it looks good.
Oh, that's
it
funny.
Reflects really well. I hate it. Because
let me ask you this. Where do you think we are? I know this is fun with the 250th, but where do you think we are with Iran, in your humble opinion?
Right now, it seems to be just a complete standstill. The story I had pulled up when I said, about betrayals, you literally have the House, unsurprisingly, betraying Trump and doing the war power resolution. Now, obviously, the Senate is probably going to shut it down, even if they didn't. Trump's never going to sign the damn thing,
right?
But I just don't know.
Like, where is he? I mean, tell me where you think he is on this thing. I know where they are, but where do you think he is on this thing? I mean, again, it's extremely confusing.
I agree. Well, and the confusing thing is that he keeps talking about it, and
it's
that hasn't been helpful.
He won't shut the fuck up about it.
Right. I would prefer if he just wasn't saying anything and saying it's an ongoing deal. These things take time, which is true. I mean, a blockade is kind of like a siege. They take time. They don't just.
Well, he could just say that, and that's the end of it. Again, he cannot stop adding in stuff into this dialogue. And, you know, I think almost everyone has had it already. I agree with the plan. I just can't understand why the fuck he doesn't shut the fuck up.
I agree. I don't have an answer. That's why I'm kind of flabbergasted.
I mean, look, either, you know, I think Condoleezza Rice wrote an editorial in the Wall Street Journal the other day saying declare victory and get the fuck out. I mean, other people are saying stuff. I mean, this is becoming a debacle now.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you have sent out mixed signals. You've done this to yourself. You continue to send out mixed signals, and you expect us not to be confused? I mean, forget about the gas prices. That's a separate issue. But, I mean, just from a political statement every day, you know, from political 101, I mean, you're sending out mixed signals every single day. We have a peace deal on the table. We're getting the nuclear back. Okay, then the next day it changes. An hour later, it's back to. I mean, it's insane. Does he not see the damage that he's doing to himself?
That, and he's kind of well, no, he literally has said we won.
Yeah.
Multiple times, which you know, brings up the
confusion
mission
of did we
accomplished
win?
banner behind W.
Right, mission accomplished.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, mission accomplished. I think it was aboard the USS Kitty Hawk or something.
One of the carriers.
One of the carriers.
He was on
but
there.
Nevertheless, I mean, you could put together a montage for the midterms of his multiple statements on everything, and it would take you 5 seconds to put that montage together of contradictions. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, and they're on film, on video of him contradicting himself every single hour.
That's true. And sadly, the people putting it together are supposedly on the right too. You know, I'm sure that Tucker Carlson's team has got one together, and Massey and everybody else is. Yeah. And again, I'm not personally upset about the conduct of the war or anything. It's just
not at all. Not at all.
Just stop talking.
I think the U.S. military has done a fantastic job from top to bottom. The blockade is a brilliant idea. They've shut them down. The speaker has resigned from Iran, or the president of Iran has resigned. The top tier has been decapitated. The second tier has been decapitated. You know, but now what? Now what? You know, you've got a democratic country here that needs information, not these contradictions every fucking day. I understand that he's talking. I understand he's trying to talk above the heads of the American people and the American media to the Iranians, but that is a muddled situation, Eric.
Yes, and unfortunately, I feel that uncertainty is what allowed the House to pass this. The House passing that emboldens Iran, because they're saying, look, he's losing it. He's not holding it together. All we got to do is hang on. All we got to do is hang on. So
I agree. They hung on for 8 years against Iraq. I mean, they lost millions of people. It was the equivalent of the Ukraine-Russia situation, and they lost millions of men, and they said, oh, have a nice day.
Because they don't give a shit about
They don't give a shit. They don't give it. But I mean, is he in deeper than he thought he would be when he started this? I mean, did he believe that they would capitulate? I'm trying to get my mind around what they believed would happen when they originally started this thing.
I don't know. It's such a black box, and that's why I hate going into details, because the military I think is doing great and all that, but because I don't speak the language, because I don't have contact, they barely got the internet turned back on the other day, so there's nothing coming out to us that isn't filtered through somebody else. And that's a problem. So
well, he talked about sending in United States commandos to get the uranium, and then he cited the complete debacle of Jimmy Carter undermining his own information.
Yeah. I don't know. I hate talking about people are saying Lloyd's of London is calling the shots. Yeah, they are an influence, and part of it is because of the uncertainty. The uncertainty is what breeds problems.
Yeah.
Just being quiet and stoic.
There are other insurance companies. I've had seen many videos by experts talking about other insurance companies quite willing to insure these ships other than Lloyd's of London. So that's a misnomer as well.
Sure. But yeah, I don't have any.
No, we're just getting closer to the midterms, and either he wraps this up or he doesn't wrap it up. I mean, I got a feeling, and this is my feeling, which sounds unbelievably awkward, but I think he wants to wrap it up, declare victory, and then after the midterms, go back in.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it seems like on the surface, media-wise.
But if he's using that plank right now, he could wrap it up today, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Declare the victory or whatever, and then say, but I'm keeping a presence there in case they get out of hand. The second they do anything, you said, blockade's on. No, it's not fire. We're not firing. We're just stopping any ships because of sanctions or whatever, and just starve them till the end.
I mean, there's only two ways to go, and that's go forward or end it at this point, right, Eric? I mean, either you go forward with this thing or you end the situation and declare victory and leave.
Yeah, unless there's some information, which is very, very possible that we don't specifically know.
Absolutely,
I fully admit.
Yeah.
Speaking of not knowing information, though, I, at least as an idiot on YouTube running his mouth, can admit that I don't know things. On the other hand, you have California representatives that are voted in by the people who can't answer questions like who was president in World War I?
Let me ask
Judy Chu.
Why are these people up on the Hill all of a sudden? Why is Besant up there? Why are all these people up there?
Well, you have to go up every so often to testify. Right. In order to stay, I forgot the term of it, but
oversight.
It is, essentially oversight because, and they have to report in. Hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing my job. I promise.
Okay, but he's the Treasury Secretary. She's asking him questions about Trump falling asleep and the 25th Amendment.
Exactly. And he asked her a question that I thought was kind of perfect too.
Okay.
But the favorite question, though, that I liked was somebody asked Besant about his relationship with Pulte and saying, didn't you threaten to punch Pulte in the face? And Besant said, no, I threatened to kick his ass.
That's funny. That's funny.
It was just like, oh, damn. So, and I don't remember if Besant is the one who got into it with Musk, but apparently he's a little bit pugilistic.
Yeah. Which is odd for a homosexual.
Maybe that's why he is so pugilistic.
Maybe him and Rick Grinnell could have a Texas cage match and square off for charity.
It could be, and maybe it's not being gay. Maybe it's being an accountant. Maybe he got tired of accountant jokes.
He's an angry accountant.
About accountants all the time.
Crunching those numbers, you go crazy.
Yeah, and you get tired of people saying, "Hey, what do you mean? You're not going to approve my budget? I'll
kick your ass.
You spend any more money, I'm going to kick your ass." So I don't know, but he's an odd guy. And then when he says, "I threatened to kick his ass," I was like, "It's like." Wait, what? He doesn't seem very very tough, but I don't know.
Maybe he is.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Let me see. We've got I saw this earlier today that has nothing to do with anything except I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
You're driving down the road and you look out to the side. And there might be somebody, going along in a wheelchair. But this appears to be a special kind of wheelchair.
Oh my God, he's gonna kill us.
Whoa, whoa. Wow.
Hold on. Look at this thing.
It's going like 40 miles an hour, this guy.
Kayla.
Does he have monkey bars on the thing?
We're going to hell.
I don't know what this person has, but that is one hell
I'm
of
gonna get in the left lane so I can get. Oh wait, is he going left? Because I want to see it from the side to see that it's a wheelchair. Oh, it's a wheelchair.
Oh my
God, he's gonna.
It is a wheelchair.
Look at him go. Look at him
No
go.
kidding. Can you imagine the havoc at Walmart?
Oh my God. Oh my.
What's he wearing on his head? What is that?
It looks like a helmet, and he needs one.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a pretty damn good clip of somebody said ape hangers. Yeah, it does kind of look like a chopper.
You know, we got my dad this electric wheelchair near the end of his life, and he had a great time with this thing. And he would experiment by seeing how far he could go in West Palm Beach on one charge, and he would end up at like a pizzeria saying, can I use your charging thing here? And the guy would go, all right, if you buy a slice. And then he'd stay in the pizzeria for 2 hours charging up his wheelchair.
Hey, nice. That works.
Yeah.
Now, how would your father have liked that wheelchair?
Well, he would have loved this one. That's what I'm saying. He would have traded in, and we got him like the top model, like the Mercedes-Benz of electric wheelchairs. And he liked that one, but he would like this one better.
Oh, yeah. He'd have to. I mean, that's mandatory. Now, this is a cyclist. It's not a wheelchair, but it's the other perspective. Like, this is the perspective from a cyclist in British Columbia, and quite the encounter.
Whoa.
You're going along. You're on a bridge. That would be my reaction. How about you?
Oh, my God. I would go in reverse. I'd go the other direction.
Oh, his bike's over there. So
yeah, his bike's there. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
oh, yeah. I'd wait that out.
Yeah, I think so. And that bear's big enough. You're not going to stand tall and make sounds.
No, just sit there. I wouldn't do anything. One time I was hiking in Jackson Hole, and we came around a corner, and there was a bull moose, and we were between a bull moose, a moose that was a mother moose, and we were between her and her calf, and we didn't realize it, and we all started walking backwards slowly in reverse on this trail in Jackson Hole, and the thing was gigantic, and I looked, and we saw the baby we were between her and the baby by accident.
Yeah, and accidentally probably backing toward the baby, going, "Oh shit!" When you discovered.
No, the baby was on the right. We just backed down the trail in reverse where we were coming from, but looking forward, but walking backwards.
And yeah, as the chat said, moose are really dangerous. Yeah, I think there are more people killed by moose and deer than sharks.
This thing was very, very big and not happy. At first, we went, "Look, moose," and then people went, "Yeah."
I got to give this one to Tractor Guy. Bears can ride bikes. Saw one in the circus.
That's
what
true.
if the bear stole his bike?
Right.
Very real concern.
Very real concern. Right.
Very real concern. Thank you for that. Well, not all meetups are bad. Some meetups actually are a fantastic thing.
That's right.
To get on the right spirit of meetups, this is a positive meetup and something I'm really looking forward to on June 27th. And on June 27th, we will be in Anaheim, California.
They'll still be counting the ballots. It'll be great.
Yes, they will.
Hunley, we will not know the winner of the gubernatorial and mayoral elections by June 27th.
Maybe we could take a field trip to a polling location.
Field trip to City of Industry to help them count, a celebrity count off. Maybe celebrities can come and count. Different people can volunteer.
Maybe somebody needs to, because they don't seem to know how to, so we could provide services on how to actually count.
Right. Well, somebody pointed out they've created a system that is so suspect that they seem surprised that people are suspect. In other words, even if they're not doing anything, the system they've created has so many loopholes and is so suspect that they shouldn't feel surprised that people are being suspect. because they could pull the lever, and I don't mean lever on an election machine. They could pull the lever and steal any election they want based on the system they've created. And then half the time they go, "Oh, it's not necessary. Who gives a shit? What are you calling us corrupt for?" And then sometimes they pull the lever and they have to go to the full Monty.
Yeah, but my favorite thing is that when it's happening, they'll say, "You can't say that, you can't prove that," and then after it's done, and it's proven, they go, "That's old news.
It's old news.
Why are you dwelling? That's old. We moved on."
Well, they arrested all these people
tomorrow, not yesterday.
They arrested all these people before the election, but that's not enough because they didn't arrest every single person in the state. So it was just a handful of arrests, a few bad apples, but they didn't arrest everyone. So thereby it was an aberration. Now, getting back to the meetup.
Yeah, thank you. So back on the good news.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, we're kind of spun out over here because of this election in town here. So, yeah, we'll all be there. You'll be there. The food will be there. The car will be there. The show
Don't
will
drink
be
too much over the election.
The show will be there. You could bring your questions. You can come to California, the center of voting fraud. You can get swag shirts that say, "I voted in California." There's a lot of things you can do there, including Disneyland across the street. You could go to see the Angels play. You could see the Dodgers versus San Diego. I'm going down there next weekend for the zoo, the San Diego Zoo, to see the elephants. There's a new thing called Elephant Valley in San Diego that they've created this gigantic elephant retreat within the African safari version of the zoo, which is a separate establishment outside of the San Diego Zoo. But there's a million things to do down there is my point. And there's a million hotels. But if you choose the hotel that me and Eric are having the event at, you can use the top secret nuclear code to get 20% off of your room. And these rooms are spectacular. If it's too expensive, there's a million other lesser hotels in the neighborhood right there because it's such a big tourist area, especially in the summer.
Yeah, it's a perfect central spot. I was delighted to see because when I personally travel, I don't like to have a car. I don't want to think about driving or getting a rental or whatever. And I can just walk everywhere from the hotel. I mean, it's literally right there.
Yeah, the hotel's spectacular, by the way. It's got a great pool, gym, everything. You're more than welcome to use it while you're there during the meetup.
I might actually try out the gym. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all available to everyone. And the ballroom is fantastic. The menu is fantastic. We'll probably eat. This is a version of it. I don't know if it's the exact.
Yeah, I don't think we're having ribs, but
no. But we are having tri-tip. If you look at the,
yeah, I have that.
There's a lot of things on there, salmon and tri-tip, and a lot of great stuff on there. So probably eating 5 to 6, and then a show from 6 on after that.
Yeah. I mean,
there it is. Yeah, what's on here?
We've got, of course, rolls and butter, and then a deconstructed Caesar salad, followed by, in the main meal, the grilled tri-tip with pomegranate barbecue sauce, salmon.
Wow. Okay.
Some people like seafood.
I'm going with the seafood. I'm
going with both. What are you talking about?
Hunley breaking his diet.
Hey, it is a buffet, right? It is
it's a buffet.
A little this. I'll do half of each serving.
It's a buffet. You could come back for more. I think
exactly.
There'll be plenty of extra food for this event. Believe me. I think I ordered more than possible amount of people could fit in the room.
Yes, but feel free to come and make that strain come up. We can always order even more food. So definitely. Don't even worry about it. There's going to be plenty of food, plenty of good time. Then, of course, you've got the herb garlic roasted marble potatoes, petite dessert bars.
What is blood orange dill beurre blanc? What is that? Does that go with the salmon or something? Or
yeah. I think it's probably like the glaze that's
right.
I don't know. It sounds definitely good, and they know how to do salmon in California and on the West Coast.
Yeah, they do fish really well out here, and it's usually inches away from where they're cooking it.
Yeah.
And then this is a photo of what we're going to be doing here. Some of you could be sitting at those tables on the 27th. It'll be fun. It's going to be, you could wear whatever you want, but as Eric said, business casual seems to be typical.
That's a good way to go. I mean, nothing, you don't have to dress up. You don't have to wear a tie and three-piece suit. I mean, Mark's not going to be wearing a tie and a jacket, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I don't know. It depends how I feel. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
No, I don't know. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't.
I'll be wearing like a button-down shirt and
okay, we'll keep our eye open for you. Okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll show up. We'll see.
Okay.
And
look at this. This looks like something out of Star Trek, Eric.
Yeah, this is where you can hang out.
What is this? The transporter room here.
It looks like it's
it looks like the bottom of a UFO. Like, look at
it. Does.
It looks like you're underneath.
Beam me up, Scotty.
It looks like you're underneath a UFO here with this thing. What the hell is? I've never been in there, so I'm excited to see what this is. This is the flagship of the Marriott's, I think.
Well, if you move the tables, it could be a transporter room.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it looks like
right.
Get in there and beam me up. Look at that thing. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, you don't even have to go there in order to do this. You could get ready and lift your spirits every single day and legally with a little bit of coffee.
Oh, yeah.
And you can have that now. I mean, it probably, if you order today, it's going to take 3 to 5 days to get to you, probably somewhere in there. But
yeah,
it's excellent. You can get free shipping if you buy 4 bags. 2 different flavors. We have the Supreme Breakfast Blend. And
how dare you?
It was an emergency for me this week because I was down to the last bit of it. I had ordered it and it got held up with the weekend and shipping or whatever happened. And I'm going, oh shit. So I had like a half a pot of coffee, and thank God my coffee came in yesterday. And otherwise I'd be having to drink Folgers or something, which would just destroy my life. I don't want to drink anything other than the great coffee we have here with our breakfast blend and of course our magic bullet blend, which are both winners. And again, I highly recommend it. Coffee shipping. Yes. Lance Lot Dufresne. You can get free shipping if you order 4 bags, which does make a difference because shipping is expensive as hell. Believe me, when I'm paying $16 to ship a coin, it's expensive. So it really does make a difference, and I'm always looking for free shipping. But wonderful, delicious flavor. You can subscribe to it if you don't want to be like me, waiting to the last minute and not ordering in soon enough time and suffering. There's a ton of options. It's made by Moon Doze Coffee, which is excellent stuff. And I do believe you will enjoy it immensely. And now back to the stories. This story here, I don't know if you're familiar with Anthony Head.
Anthony Head?
It's his name.
Okay.
He is the librarian on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So he was pretty popular on that show. He was also in Ted Lasso recently. And I don't know if anybody remembers in the 80s, there's a song, One Night in Bangkok, and a show called Chess, which is a fairly large musical. That was his brother, Murray Head. And I believe Murray Head was also in Jesus Christ Superstar. So this is his brother.
And what happened to him?
Murray, I think, is still alive.
No. What's the story with this guy?
Apparently he had pneumonia and he died.
Okay.
They're saying that it happens more often, that Diane Keaton died of it, Kyle Busch died of it, Val Kilmer. I mean, I think a lot of times pneumonia just kind of comes on when your system's breaking down or whatever. But very
sad story.
Very sad story. I didn't really watch more than an episode or 2 of Buffy.
I find that hard to believe. I really find that hard to believe.
But hey, people love that show. Right?
Again, that's
extremely popular.
I don't think it's us, but
So, well, hey, you're Hollywood. I assume you watch everything.
I can't watch everything because it would take me the rest of my life. I have to cherry pick and watch Balin Out Loud of the story about the Tourette's girl who has the worst Tourette's anybody's ever heard. They're bringing back a new midget reality show because we've been without
midget
one.
Or Little People?
Little People is called Little People Single. This one's about them dating as singles.
Right.
I can't wait for this. This is anything with the Little People reality shows, greatest reality shows of all time.
What if you were to have a crossover? Like, you remember in the 70s when you'd have the crossover on the Love Boat or whatever, all the different shows. What if you had a crossover with Little People and Tourette's?
I don't think that works for reality shows because they really have to drill down into the world of that thing. Look, I'm not producing it, but apparently there's a new Little People show coming out and everyone's excited about it. But the Tourette show, Balin Out Loud, is just killing it. That one is one of the #1 or top 5 reality shows because of the way they set this thing up. She's marrying a guy who's been with her for a while. So they're going through the wedding planning phase now. So it's really reaching a pinnacle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, you know what? We haven't done this for a while, and I'm going to put you on the spot. Everybody, Mark didn't prepare for this, so if he doesn't have an answer,
I don't even know what he's talking about, but we'll wing it.
Exactly. What is the movie or show you recommend watching this weekend besides the Tourette's show?
I don't know. There's one called Obsession, I believe, and there's this new YouTube horror film that was made low budget, picked up by A24. It's supposedly terrifying and super low budget that has won a bunch of awards, which I forget the name of, but apparently that's what we're looking for this weekend.
And was it made for YouTube?
No, it was made by a successful YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the first real YouTube made movie by a YouTuber.
Okay. I was asking specifically because I'm sure you didn't watch the show, but I did watch the show. It was called Cobra Kai. A few years ago, YouTube was funding actual shows, like they were producing television shows. And their biggest show was Cobra Kai, which was a kind of a sequel to the Karate Kid.
Right. This is called Back Rooms, by the way. The horror film I'm talking about. All right. He had already done. There's also Obsession by Curry Baker. There's a couple of these. There's one called Iron Lung, but it makes sense that it would be horror films because they're easier and cheaper to make.
So he's going down the Blumenthal lane. Isn't it Blumenthal that does a lot of that? Or
Blumhouse. Yeah, but those are super expensive. These are micro budgeted films that we're describing here.
Okay, so more like Blair Witch then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let us know how.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out this weekend.
And all right. This is a real life horror show. I imagine you have like your celebrity crime stuff going or what have you, and you'll probably cover this, but I not deep into it. James Handy's
I just heard this.
Son apparently did the Nick Reiner on him or something.
Yeah, I don't. This just broke, so I really haven't anything to add to what that headline is, other than what Eric is saying. So this is a story that's in development. It's developing right now. But the guy's gone. That's not developed. That guy's gone.
Yeah, and I guess this guy stabbed him and just kind of was like, okay, my job is done here, and walked off, which makes me wonder. It's got a bladed instrument and walking around.
You know what that means.
I don't want to reach, but is it possible that there could be a substance involved?
91% certainty, in my public opinion. 91%. Yeah.
Okay. So do you mean there's a chance? No.
There's a chance. Again, I don't know all the facts here of the case, but Eric has mentioned a couple of the factoids already. So that adds to the Kalshi betting market.
Wow. All right. Let me see what else we have here. I just saw this right before we started. I literally had not heard of this case, but IRS, IRS agents are obviously scary to all of us all the time, but especially in the case here when this particular ex-IRS agent, Brendan Banfield, sentenced to life in prison for murdering his wife and a stranger.
Wow. What a dude.
And so I guess they didn't get along. He was convicted in Fairfax.
Couldn't he simply audit her? Did he have to kill?
That is brutal. Okay, so he was convicted by jury in February. I was like, what in the world? Is this like the oldest story? Why is this new? So he's convicted for stabbing his 37-year-old wife, Christine, and shooting Joseph Ryan.
They were lovers, or?
He was lured to the couple's Herndon home under the false pretense of a sexual encounter with the wife as part of a convoluted frame job.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So, well, he's done.
Okay. Well, we took care of that case.
Yeah. Bad news for sure. Let me see. Oh, they're saying Banfield is having an affair with a nanny. Both conspired to kill wife and frame Joseph Ryan.
Wow. Well, it's convoluted is correct.
Oh, maybe I'll have to.
Maybe the Drano case made that look easy, the Drano case.
Maybe. Good Lord. Let me see. And then, oh, yeah. Do you know anything about this case, Mark? Bakersfield bomber?
Only that he took hostages and he had a bomb and he was robbing a bank. That's what I know that was in that story. And then they got them all out and the hostages were released. And he was strapped with the explosives is what I recall from this story yesterday. Officer involved shooting involving FBI personnel. I think they shot and killed a guy.
Okay.
He looked like a Wolverine. I don't know if you saw a picture of the guy. He looked like a something out of Mad Max. But yeah, somehow they got them all out.
Good on them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a picture of the dude.
Yeah, the picture of the dude is worth 1,000 words. He
except for today.
Except for today, which they removed for reasons that nobody can explain. But I saw the picture yesterday in multiple sites. But I think basically a happy ending to the story, Eric.
Well, yeah, definitely the best ending possible. Yeah, here we go. And let's see what else we have here. You sent so more problems on the front here. We've got 4 Republicans.
They're not just 4 Republicans. That's the face of Rhino civilization there with those Republicans. They're not just not random Republicans. These are the people who have undermined Trump since day one of his political life.
I agree.
I mean, the guy on the right, McConnell, can't even walk. Tillis can't wait to get out of there. Murkowski lives in fucking Alaska. And the woman with the black hair is Collins is fighting a Nazi.
Yeah, which and out of the 4 of them, she's the most tolerable just because of where she is. I mean, keep in mind, Maine. Trump did not win Maine 3 elections in a row. He's never going to do super well there. So she's as good as you're going to get, and I don't completely blame her. Murkowski. Disgusting, obviously. McConnell, just so disgusting. But then Kentucky, I mean,
Tillis is North Carolina. McConnell is Kentucky. You're correct there. But solid. I don't know. Is North Carolina blue at this point?
They're a mix because the governor is a Democrat. They've got Charlotte. They've got some definitely leftist strongholds.
But Tillis has retired, from what I understand.
Yes, he was the one who was so. How do I put it? He was the one that was caught up in the corruption. Remember all the pharmaceutical stuff and total COVID money.
Yeah,
absolute scumbag.
What a piece of shit these people are. All 4 of them. All 4 of these scumbags.
Yep, I agree. And then, okay, you share this. I've been trying to get off of it a little, but Oh God, the descent of some people.
Oh my God, what is wrong with this woman?
Yeah, let's see what Megan has to say. With Sean Ryan, by the way, supposed super soldier Sean Ryan, who suddenly has taken this well, I hate to say Jew-hating term, but some sort of Jew-hating term.
The line between left and right is merging. Like there's something rising out of the middle of that is.
You're talking with Anna Kasparian.
Yeah, I love her.
Now, Anna Kasparian, just so people understand, is the co-host of the Young Turks.
Yeah, what is she rising at?
Hardcore leftists
what is he talking about?
Imagine. Screams, like just viciously. I, as a matter of fact, played her the other day.
What are they merging to? I don't understand what is merging.
Yeah, well, they're claiming that she supposedly representative. I'm like, well, yeah,
that's insane.
Talking about
that's completely
MAGA
insane.
Reich. They're headed to her. Sure, let's.
It's awesome.
I love her.
I do too.
Well,
She's awesome.
Wow.
People think of me as a Republican, but I haven't been a Republican in over 20 years. I was a registered Democrat when I was fresh out of school. Then I was a registered Republican for a few years when I was like right around when I joined Fox News. And then I quickly realized,
I get the job.
I don't want to wear either of these team jerseys. I'm against both of these.
Well, I'm getting paid.
Yeah,
when the benefits there, I'm a Republican.
Yeah, I'm going to switch over every other fucking job that I get because I'm a piece of shit, dirty, filthy fucking whore. I mean, this chick is so far off the rails and so dangerous and so nefarious. It's just pure evil you're looking at here. Pure evil.
These guys. And I registered as an independent. I don't know, it's back in like 2004 or someplace around there, which I have been ever since. And I voted for Dems and Republicans. So I'm like,
yeah, what are you? What are you?
I'm
Tell
pretty
us what you
centrist in my politics.
Really?
And my
really centrist.
Cultural sensibilities are definitely.
Yeah, she centers in on the clicks.
Tell us how central you are in denouncing the Jews. Tell us about your centrist anti-Trump behavior.
Right these days than they used to be. But I share a lot in common with some on the left. So I think something's coming out of the middle.
Yeah,
that is
a giant dildo
going to be the future. It's going to complicate politics in a
really you're doing the best you can
good way. Not for the existing parties, but there will be as a result of that emergence. There will be
not existing parties, but some other random parties in other countries.
Yeah,
or more who stand for what's happening there in the middle. That's anti-war and pro-America, America first. Actually support
listeners. You trying to remember her talking points. What did Tucker tell me to say before I went on?
She doesn't even know what she's saying. It doesn't make any linear sense. She's just grabbing and she keeps gesticulating with her hands on a giant imaginary cock. And she's just rambling, throwing out random phrases, Eric.
Mm-hmm. Because she doesn't have a through line. She doesn't have the narrative down yet. So it's like, oh shit! No, America. Wait, no, it's MAGA. Wait, no.
Who's interviewing who here? Is he the host of this, or is she?
She's on Sean Ryan's show.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Sean Ryan is a supposed special forces guy,
right?
American workers,
him too.
And bringing back manufacturing doesn't cede the job fair too.
And to be fair, he might have been a special forces super duper great guy. I'm not going to question his military service.
Who's questioning it?
He is a weird dude.
No.
What's happening in China? There's a few issues on which I think we agree. Removes culture wars from the discussion. So in other words, the leftists who are there are not trying to cut off the body parts of our children. And the people who are on the right are willing not to make, you must fight with me to stop it as a terms of, whether we can bond together.
Mm-hmm.
So
what she's talking about, trans surgeries?
Some of those issues.
Well, supposedly that's what made her join the MAGA movement to help Trump get elected in 2020. If she was who she was in 2016, remember, she was the first one to ask the question of Trump in the debate about, you said this about women and this and this and this. And he said, only Rosie O'Donnell.
Right.
Well, then she pivoted. Yeah. She got fired by NBC after she left, Fox.
Yep. And that's when she became a Democrat. She registered as a Democrat when she joined NBC. Let me tell you, she is the symbolic face of what's wrong with women politics today. It's all over the fucking map. They cherry pick it like it's a buffet at a bar mitzvah. They cherry pick whatever they want off the table. There's no loyalty. Whichever way the wind blows, they decide to shift. It's a very feminine quality, but it's a death knell in American politics. This is the reason we are at where we are at, for better or for worse. For better or for worse, it's because of dingbat pieces of shit like her, where I'm just going to choose whatever I want, whatever month it is, whatever party I want, whatever flavor of the month, whatever food off the buffet, and then you have to agree with me.
Yes.
Yeah. I that's the, and I could change whenever I want. Whenever I want, I could just change my opinion. I don't give a shit what I stand for. I stand for whatever I stand for today. Yesterday was yesterday. Tomorrow I'll come up with something else. I'm menstruating this week, so get out of my way.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, she should be examined. Her head, if she dies inexplicably, they should do an autopsy of her brain and a necropsy of the rest of her to find out what makes this woman tick.
Right. And while you're talking about uncertain feminine energy, that brings the next person. I know that many of you are very worried about the illustrious Joe Kent, but don't worry, everybody. He has landed on his feet.
Oh, wow.
And Joe Kent now is writing for Responsible Statecraft.
That's one of my favorite magazines. The centerfold, the nude centerfold that they have in Responsible Statecraft has been absolutely fantastic since the 1980s. Occasionally the staple gets in the way, and then they switch to the perfect binding, which helped it. But I completely endorse and have been reading Responsible Statecraft my entire adult life.
And it's good, but you know who else reads it and supports it and actually funds it? Because it's good that you support them, and I know they appreciate your contribution, but they especially appreciate the people funding them, who include major supporters, as they list here: George Soros of Open Society Foundations. Maybe some of you have heard of that gentleman.
Okay. All right. Gee, what a surprise. This guy's he's literally working for George Soros, is what you're saying.
Yes, Joe
Soros Kent, the righteous, massy Republican conservative, is literally getting paid by George Soros.
He is not only George Soros, but remember, you've questioned, what's up with the libertarians and what the hell are they, etc. Well, George Soros is teamed up with another billionaire, and that would be Charles Koch, one of the Koch brothers. The other one's dead.
Yeah.
And probably the smarter one has passed on. I don't know, but he is an energy magnate and billionaire, founder of the Libertarian and Consumer Advocacy programs.
Wow.
Other major financial supporters of the Quincy Institute, and that's who this is, the Responsible Statecraft, include the Carnegie Corporation of New York, the Columbia Foundation, East West Bank Foundation, the Ford Foundation. Now, I know that
always the Ford
they
Foundation.
have a great history with them. And then, if you keep getting on the line, you'll see the Streisand Foundation is there too. So don't look here.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Kent, I thought, was a righteous conservative, Thomas Masseyite, who was for America First. When I think about America First, George Soros comes to mind, because nothing says America First like George Soros and his embracement of the Nazis during World War II as a teen, and also his son now banging Anthony Weiner's ex-wife, I believe, who was
Hillary Clinton's number one gal.
Hillary Clinton's number one aide. Welcome aboard, Joe Kent, now being exposed by his own predilections.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a man without any scruples whatsoever. If there was any doubt about, you don't understand, Mark. He has a wife and kids. He needs to take a job. Sorry, nice try.
Yeah. And by the way, I got to give Mark a little bit of credit, because he sent me this on the side. He knew that I would probably be upset and annoyed by reading all these disgusting, horrible stories. There's election pictures in there and things like that. So Mark, he's learning. He's being courteous. And so he sent me this to make me feel better. And I will share it, but it at least makes me feel better.
I know. I thought it would, right? I thought it was great, Eric.
I agree.
Oh, that's my favorite. This is a good one too. Cat in a box. Yeah. Got to get back in there. He goes right back in.
What are you doing?
Wow. Wow. Whoa, I like how they go back. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. I'm coming. There's a little hole I can get out.
Look at this guy.
I'm watching you from up here.
If you have multiple cats, that's for sure.
Get in there. Get in there.
Young man, what are you doing?
Whoa. Get me out.
Oh, damn.
Up and out. Up and out. Let's go. Anyway,
Right.
I thought you'd like that, and
I
with
do
all the
appreciate
bad
that.
news that's going around.
And that is an appropriate use of time. And by the way,
Yes.
if you follow me on X, Hunley Eric on X, I am noted for occasionally sharing cat videos myself. Some might call it a habit, but I don't really care. I do recommend that. It could be dog videos, it could be anything to help cleanse your timeline, because honestly, it could get really dark really quickly, and it's just sort of nice to have something just goofy. That
Yeah, I thought it was
really
a fun departure, because cats can be fun too.
Yeah, I mean, because the other videos, and this is one I sent Mark, so it's payback. But everybody's, I'm sure, wondering what happened since the primary, and how's Thomas Massey actually doing?
Yeah, what happened to him?
Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Hi, I'm from TMZ DC. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hey, that's not bad.
Thanks.
I could see a future career in acting. Maybe your next chapter could be in Hollywood. I wanted to ask you, I saw photos of you and Brian Glenn and Marjorie Taylor Greene down in Costa Rica. How was that? What were you up to?
We were having a good time. We went fishing. We had a few.
That's where you go, by the way. You know, when you
I would never
lose
think of that.
the primary, and you're still a sitting congressman.
Right.
Where do you go? Well, Costa Rica.
What
is an
about
idea.
they could go to Montana and go fly fishing?
Sure, at least that would be in the States, though. Costa Rica, though.
I need to take the money that the taxpayers gave me and spend it in fucking Costa Rica like the piece of shit that he is.
Yeah. Well, he's found the other piece of shit.
You don't understand, Mark. This is a man of principle who just happens to hate the Jews. But other than that, he is a libertarian godsend.
Absolutely. Margaritas. It was, and I got to talk to Marjorie.
You know who else likes margaritas?
Who?
Maryland Man, if I recall.
Maryland Man, that's right.
Visited in prison in El Salvador, bring a
Dude,
margarita.
it's almost the same exact trip.
It's close. It really is. In the scope of the world.
Is he banging Marjorie Taylor Greene?
It's possible. She does have a little bit of a history of banging people in her open marriage. I don't know if it's her current or previous, but I know there was an open marriage at some point, and a CrossFit girl definitely seemed to be in.
I think the Kalshi market said there's a 28 to 31% chance that he's banging her.
It could be. It could be. But,
Only market a little less.
Anyway, you know what? Do you want to watch?
No, fuck this guy. I'm so over this piece of shit.
It's so
I just wish these
TMZ,
people would get out of Congress, take Tom Tillis, get in a fucking Volvo, and drive home to where you came from. It's enough with these people. Get out already.
I agree. I agree.
They seem to be shameless. Let me just put it that way. They seem to have no shame, which is typical of many politicians. So it's not that unusual. But recently, they have reached new lows.
True.
I'm going to lose my election, blame it on the Jews, and then go to a third world country with some other discredited congresswoman and go fishing and drinking. But if you criticize that, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, totally. Totally is true. So, okay, this one's kind of goofy. You sent to me.
What else
CBS is apparently denying it, but I wouldn't mind. Well, they're trying to fill in a hole on 60 Minutes, and I guess the poly market is saying that Joe Rogan is being considered as a candidate to replace Anderson Cooper.
I saw that. I don't know what to make of it. Look, you could use him for 1 or 2 stories and have him not leave his podcast. That doesn't mean, I mean, these are basically freelance jobs at 60 Minutes. I mean, you know, you could interview people and put them in a suit and tie or just the shirt and have him do a segment for 60 Minutes anytime.
Yeah.
Right, without him changing his lifestyle, I mean.
No, and you know what? He's got the capabilities, obviously, to film it himself.
Yeah.
Never mind Cooper, but Joe Rogan could be the next Andy Rooney.
You ever wonder how that got so crazy? You ever wonder how Andy
martial arts? It could be like,
you ever wonder what a Texas cage match is like?
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to happen to this thing on the front lawn of the White House, by the way? He's now threatening to leave it there permanently. He built this UFC fighting a dome or tent or whatever it is, and he's threatening to leave it there to torture the Democrats.
Okay. I'm all for that. They were talking about that actually earlier on two-way, I think it was. And it was an interesting idea. They said, why doesn't he just build up on the east wing or whatever, a ring, like a permanent UFC ring inside of there with bulletproof glass all around and leave it up? And they brought up precedent saying, you know, Teddy Roosevelt had a boxing ring himself and he even fought a bear.
Yeah, that's right.
To go full circle. So instead of being a coward like me and that cyclist, Teddy Roosevelt fought the bear.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I would be with the cyclist.
Was the answer to that question Woodrow Wilson, by the way?
It was Woodrow Wilson. Yes.
Thank you.
And then, by the way, thank you, Teddy Roosevelt, the hero, for giving us Woodrow Wilson because you were pissed off about Taft. Thank you, because your
that woman could never get that answer in a million years. Was that Judy Chu, by the way?
Yes, and she just didn't even care.
Yeah, she couldn't care less.
There was no embarrassment.
Nope,
none.
Couldn't answer that question in a million years. Simple question: who was president during World War I? Sorry, can't answer that. Moving on to the lightning round, and Ken Jennings, is that the guy's name from Jeopardy?
Yes, Ken Jennings is the Trebek replacement, and
yes.
He not only could he host the show, but remember he was like the longest running winner.
No, I was thinking about his run. I mean, his long run was unbelievable.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like he's one of those rare cases. You're like, nobody can argue with him being the host.
No. My brother had an 8-game run. That was as far as my brother got, but that was a good run, my brother.
That's a hell of a run. That's almost.
It was a great run. Yeah, it was a good run for him. It could have gone longer, but there was some dispute about in game 9 about the final question.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he could have had a better run, but he had an 8-game Jeopardy championship run.
Dude, I would take that all day long. I mean, just getting through one game to me was like, holy shit, I'm a genius.
Well, we trained, me and him trained for weeks. As I told you once, I mean, he came here from Colorado, and we grew up with the game, both of us and our family. So, I just grilled him and drilled him for a couple of weeks to get him in shape.
I was listening to somebody who was talking about that because I listened to some Mac podcasts, and one of the Mac podcast people or whatever, who used to be the editor of Macworld, he just went on the show and he was talking about how there's actually an industry, like you can buy a buzzer from Amazon and he physically would practice it, figure out is it the thumb or the hand, and
the buzzer thing is one of the biggest parts of the thing, Eric, how to handle that buzzer.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that your brother didn't have a practice buzzer brought in.
No, but he had been on practice episodes across the country. He had been involved in practice episodes before, so he was hip to the buzzer.
Okay. Well, very cool.
There's a certain technique about how to hit it. I can't really explain it, but I was there for those games when what's his name, Trebek, and I spoke to Trebek
Nice.
Yeah, no, we had a because I was there for all the games. It was here in L.A. So I
heard he's a nice guy.
A great guy, absolutely fantastic guy. Asking me about my career. He obviously, talked to my brother quite a bit, but he was great.
Wow. Now, you know what is even
Super nice
more
guy.
impressive than the buzzer on Jeopardy?
What?
The subscribe button down below.
Oh, yeah, it's the same system.
It is.
Eric has invented a system similar to Jeopardy. If you hit that thing, there it is. You hit that, and then the questions come out and are answered very quickly.
Yeah.
You could hit it on the right. You could hit it on the left. Sometimes it goes back and forth. You got to get quick and hit it as quickly as possible, and then you get your numbers up on the big board. Now, currently at 134,000 and growing.
And growing anemically.
It is moving. I don't know how it's moving or why it's moving, but it's currently moving. Based on, it's probably 1,000 people have to hit the subscribe button, and then there's a guy at YouTube headquarters who slides down a pole and says, "We've got an alert, boys. Let's go." And they give us a couple of subs.
Yeah, I would not doubt it. But then he's probably complaining to the boss, saying,
"Yeah,
hey boss, these people, they keep hitting the button.
They keep hitting the button." Yeah.
So you too can cause havoc at YouTube headquarters, just simply by hitting the subscribe button. Or if you want, there's other platforms that shall not be mentioned in the.
This is what they hear at YouTube when you
follow on those platforms.
This is the sound they hear at YouTube when you hit that button, which annoys the shit out of them. There it is.
I can see it's dead. It's
kind
of like a flat one there.
Yeah.
I thought there was a more resounding call, but you know what? You'll make a resound. There it is. You can make a resounding call and do it yourself. But you know what? No, never mind that for now. I'm sure all of you are rushing to do that. There are people who are even more impressive, and they support us directly. Like we have a Rumble rant from King of Biltong saying premium Angus and Wagyu. Is it Wagyu?
Wagyu? I always said Wagyu. I don't know.
Wagyu?
That's what I said. Don't go by me. I
don't know. Okay. Biltong from Biltong USA. High protein, no additives. Authentic, handcrafted meat snack. Naturally air dried and delicious. Go to biltongusa.com. Use code AUS for 10% off. And it is good stuff. I mean, it's not all dried out like normal jerky.
No. Very moist.
Lose a tooth or anything.
Very moist.
So definitely check it out. Dr. Evil. This is some direct financial support, which is, again, we don't have a sponsor right now, and you guys are sponsoring us, and that's really the best sponsor of all, because we're here to talk to you and listen to you, and Mark can even sometimes be nice to you. I'm just kidding. Dr. Evil saying Google's pretty good at forcing change to the American language too. Yes, with us, you watch us scramble through trying to think of what's a good Orwellian way to describe fill in the blank, because we're not allowed to talk.
Right. But what the Marxists are doing are putting it into legislation up in Albany, in New York, and in Sacramento regarding California, which has much more draconian effect than Google. I mean, Eric and I can dance around it, but if you put it into legislation and legalese, which is just another aspect of the Marxist maneuvers.
Yeah, and by the way, I specifically said Jordan Peterson, but it's not that far off, because Jordan Peterson went through re-education training in Canada. They're leading the way. I mean,
yes.
What do we want to see here? Well, go look up north, go look west to California if you want to figure out what's happening, and not just California, Oregon and Washington get their shame to come across like the weather. So, Tractor Guy Diffuse 56 with 10 America's Untold Stories membership. So thank you, Tractor Guy. Always a fantastic supporter. We've got Joe K 4754, and this is the good Joe K, not the shitty Joe Kent. This is Joe K as in cool. Why won't the LA Dems at least make the vote dump look legit by giving Pratt like 1 to 2,000? They're just so brazen. Because they can't. I think they want to get it over quicker because of the spotlight on them. That's my answer to Joe. Actually, I think they
what they would normally drag out and make look more legit, I believe now they're in a hurry to end this, to get the spotlight off of them.
You don't think I'm right though that the vote could be extreme enough that they have to go harder to cover the numbers?
No, I think there's numbers there, but I think there's also a heavy Democratic mail-in ballot stockpile that is legit. You know, that I don't even think they need it, to be honest with you.
All right. Mike Schaefer's been a member for 16 months and says, hey, thanks, Mike. K-Dog 4703, $20 saying, I picture the Republicans in a scene from Animal House where they grab their ankles while Democrats whack them with a paddle and they declare, thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah, they have a strange relationship between the two groups. David Horowitz talked about it in one of his books. He doesn't get it. He just thinks the politeness is something the Republicans have, and it just limits their ability to fight back because their politeness man, which was a character we had at National Lampoon as a comic strip. It was a guy called Politeness Man, which people who know Lampoon know that character.
I'm not, justifying it. I'm just stating because Mark's always asking me, why is it this and that? And a lot of this, I feel, comes from family values, religion, the church, turning the other cheek, standing above it, don't sink to their level just because your friends will jump off the bridge. Like every family lesson and conservative value kind of leans into, we don't behave that way because we're civil, we're good people. And then you have the other side saying, hey, I don't give a shit. It's like a churchgoer dealing with a felon.
I know, right? I completely agree with you. The question is, what do you do about it? I mean, it's not a question of acknowledging it, which is the first step. The question is, how do you fight back? Again, I don't have the answer, but I mean, it's shocking to me to learn about it. And now what?
You need the fire breathers, and you need them. I always forget the guy's name. The Lee Atwaters.
We were talking about that the other day.
We had them at one time.
Well, there was Roy Cohn, and then Roger Stone. There was Lee Atwater. What's that?
I guess he's aging now because
no, they're all aged out. Obviously, some of them are dead. Sure. But there seems to be no replacement for any of them.
Yeah. I mean, and it's crazy too because like Bush's guy, oh God,
Lee Atwater.
No, well that was Bush Senior. I'm sorry. Junior had it's Carl something. I want to say.
Oh, Karl Rove, of course.
Karl Rove. Yeah, was like his Darth Vader. It's like that dude is a lamb compared to Lee Atwater. I mean,
but the point is, there's nobody now. Who cares about them? Where there's no one now.
I agree.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
Well, Trump is doing it himself. That's the weird part too. Is it's like
but before you had you need a guy to get into the weeds with them. I mean, they have Mark Elias. Who is our version of Mark Elias? It's
Miller
no one.
Might be the closest.
Who?
Stephen Miller's,
I guess, but he's in the administration. He's in the cabinet. I mean, not the cabinet, but he's in the administration. You need people outside of the administration doing dirty tricks.
I agree.
I don't like dirty tricks, Mark. It's unchristian.
And Andrew Breitbart died, sadly, because he was.
They're all gone. All of them are gone, Eric.
Yeah.
They're all gone. And that's why we're in the situation we're in.
Well, I'm putting it out because still there's people here, people. It's like, let's recruit some people here. Let's get some people and get them some press. I'm sure that there are people available who can do the work. Speaking of doing the work, Rooftop on Rumble just sent us $50.
Rooftop Rumble.
That's
Alert.
Right, $50 here.
Alert. There's a matching fund. If you can match Rooftop Rumble, you get a free trip to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, which would be great for a number of people, or the Chef-Lit Lewitt vacuum cleaner. If you match,
somebody actually looked up and sent us a picture into that, which was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Well, anyway, it used to be a big giveaway on game shows.
Oh well, yeah, it was always but he also won.
Yeah, come on down.
Rooftop said, "Thanks for another great couple of weeks. of shows, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are here, and it's always nice to see you on Rumble and supporting. Mike Schaefer, wow, great show, guys. Are we really having some fun in this chat? Best chat over. Thanks, everyone.
Commissioner of Chat, Mike Schaefer, weighing in with $4.99. He was voted to replace the previous commissioner of Chat, who went off to Rumble or something and never came back.
That's true. That's true. You know what? To be fair, Mark and I have talked on the side. We've noticed that the comment section and the chat, everything has gotten really healthy, really supportive, and we do definitely appreciate the support, the goodwill, the camaraderie. I mean, nobody wants to sit there and look at people fighting in the chat.
No.
And it's just nice to
a lot of the hate has gone to wherever hate goes, but it's not here.
Exactly. And speaking of love, well, this is, you don't have to submit a super chat for love, but this is a lot of love, so I got to read it. Tractor guy with $50 saying, where do I pick up my ticket? He's wanting to get a Puerto Vallarta too. So you will.
I see what you're saying. Well, you can come to the meetup. You come to the meetup where I buy you unlimited drinks at the Anaheim meetup.
Yes, again.
Yeah, if you could get there, there's a cutoff of the time limit, but it could be unlimited for people like yourself.
And we expect you to write in on the tractor.
Yeah.
You must be on the tractor.
And your tractor you wrote in on. And your track. Well, this guy may not take me up on the drinks, so
he might not. But if he does, it only applies if you rode the tractor the whole way. I'm trying to give you an out, dude. But
no, I don't care. I'll buy people drinks for that. I don't give a shit.
Well, all right. I'm glad I'm with Moneybags here. He is Mr. Hollywood, so that makes sense. William Ratcliffe saying another great show. Thanks again. Well, thank you, William. Kathy, your realtor in Jersey.
Oh, I love her.
Hi, Min. Just got here. Thanks for all your work. Well, thank you, Kathy. As usual, Kathy has been supporting us a lot. We do appreciate it. We had K-Dog 4703, also a regular. The Dems started this mess Trump's first term. They were first to attack. They assumed Trump would fold, as Republicans do. He would have negotiated with them and made compromises, but compromise to Dems is 100% to them and 0 to Republicans.
Yeah, they're the Iranians. They're the Iranians of American politics.
Yes, and earlier today, Hogan was like a fill-in.
I saw that.
And he's not bad. He
was pretty good.
Kind of a little bit of a drier, edgier one. Yeah. Not as loose, but respectable. I like the guy. He was pointing out about Trump, and I thought he summed it up really well. He said, even more important to Trump than the person who loves him out the gate is somebody that he converts. And it really makes a lot of sense if you think, because you were like, man, why is Trump being nice to that person? Why is he inviting them to Mar-a-Lago?
He wants to flip him.
He wants to flip him. And, like Bill Maher, how many people have been so supportive of Trump, haven't fought him left and right, but he invites Bill Maher there. And
weird.
He loves.
And then he kind of flipped Bill Maher for a while.
Bill's flipping and flipping and flipping. I feel like he's spinning because I
think he's got on Andy Dick this week.
Again?
Or maybe it was an older show.
Is that a support session?
I don't know.
Both are addicts, in my opinion.
I don't know.
Well, I know Andy Dick was on there a few weeks ago, and it's funny because Andy Dick, well, Sean Penn looks rougher than Andy Dick, but Andy Dick, I think, has the worst problem.
Yeah. I don't know who looks rougher, but they're both a little banged up. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, well worn. Let's see. William Ratcliffe said, hire Scott Jennings and Nick Shirley for 60 minutes.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Nick Shirley would be a great idea, William. I mean, what's wrong with hiring him?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying for the Scott, replace the Scott for the Scott. I'm fine with that. Scott Pelley for Scott Jennings all day long. All day long. And
that would be good.
And
what's his name with the undercover videos, Eric? Who keeps doing
O'Keefe?
Yeah, James O'Keefe would be good. That's old school 60 minutes.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, O'Keefe would be good. I mean,
there's guys that are out there.
Sure. But they really don't want them. Dirty tricks, I guess, in Arkansas. Dems running Dan Sullivan against Dan Sullivan.
That's funny.
Republican.
That's an old school dirty trick.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that in a while, Rondell. That's an old school one.
God,
yeah, the matching names one, especially when your matching name has less name recognition than the name you're matching up with.
And then if the ballot doesn't list the party, which not every state does, I don't know.
Yeah, not every state does. It's a free for all. Sometimes they change their names to the names of the candidate to do that.
Now, is AK Arkansas or is that Alaska?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Because if I'm getting the wrong state, I apologize.
Yeah, it could be Alaska.
Now that I think about it, it could be. It is Alaska. Somebody yelled. Alaska, not Arkansas. Okay. Sorry.
Relax. It's okay. It's okay. These people have a heart attack. You get something wrong. Mark, you're mispronouncing the name of East Buttfuck, Ohio.
Well, yeah.
By the way, what's going on in Ohio? I mean, is it in play or not? I mean, you look at Sherrod Brown with a big lead over his opposition. I mean, I think he won Ohio by a fairly comfortable margin, Eric. Larry O'Connor denies that it's in play, but Halpern wasn't hearing it. Halpern's got all these internal polls, by the way. You ever notice that? He's got internal secret polls that he never reveals. That he always says, Republicans and Democrats are using these secret polls that you're not aware of.
Which is a perfect statement, which makes me think that it's his writing on the back of the envelope.
Yeah.
I think it's about this. Okay, it's an internal poll. Yeah, internal to you, Mark.
To you only. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what it is? It's the old school reporter trick of saying, some people say that you're a blah blah blah.
Well, not only that,
I think you're a blah blah blah.
How vulnerable is he to outside manipulation himself?
Mr. Me Too, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he's vulnerable to being manipulated from outside lobbyists who are just doing their job, Eric. I'm not talking about.
He works for Megyn Kelly and her network.
Right. How does he live with himself with Megyn Kelly every night as his boss?
I don't know.
I mean, that's dark. That's just dark, bro. He comes home to his wife and has to explain Megyn Kelly to his wife every day.
Maybe his wife, because considering his family heritage, she might be smart enough to say, I just do gardening.
Yeah.
Or it has nothing to do with the politics or whatever. But yes, I do think he is in a touchy situation because he is so connected. His connections could dry up by a minute. Boom, he says the wrong thing. All of a sudden, nobody returns his phone calls. He can't call this senator or this person or whatever. So it's an issue.
For people at home, his father physically wrote the Pentagon Papers, and his brother David physically went through the garbage of Henry Kissinger stealing documents under the nose of Alexander Haig during the Nixon administration. So this is his family that Eric's referring to.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I probably should have said more, but yes, anybody actually in that position is susceptible. I do a lot of tech things and watch tech reviews and stuff, and that's a good example. Anytime you watch a tech review, know this, that the tech reviewer is being sent the product ahead of time to test it and give a review. Now the company says you don't have to be good or bad or whatever, but I will tell you that if the review is too negative, they don't get sent the object the next review. Of course. Nobody can afford to pay $1,000 for every damn phone that comes down the line. So they've got
what I'm referring to is legitimate politics of people attempting to manipulate him with their own talking points, fair and fair and above board. Behind the scenes saying, Mark, I've heard this, to advance their own political interests. He never seems to acknowledge that. All of his sources are either, legitimate whistleblowers or friends or legit or honest, or there's never an explanation by him that there might be some, people who are out for themselves or they're the people who hired them. I mean that legitimately, not illegally or nefariously.
And to be honest, I actually do enjoy his presentation.
Yeah. He's
so
good.
if I'm being fair, I think he's a good host. He's interesting.
Yeah.
He has some interesting points. He does make me a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
With his, because he just seems to get down these little, I don't know how to put it. He gets stuck on things. It's like a stuck record on certain things. And it's like, okay, let Larry finish his
Well,
sentence.
talking about the J6 thing as a slush fund repeatedly over and over again, as if it was some corrupt thing that Trump could have kept the money on. I mean, he's so erratic on Trump. I mean, this J6 fund, which would have helped to begin to recompensate these savage victims of this political oppression, seems to be just a joke to Mark Halpern.
Yeah.
And to Tom Tillis and these other rhinos, by the way.
I agree. But either way, don't want it to be a two-way part 2 in the afternoon. So
that's okay.
We are going to move on to the more important thing, which is our really most loyal supporters out there, who is our locals community at unstructured.locals.com. And over there, we're going to, go to the chat that's there. It's been running the whole time with people with their own commentary, things like that. And we've started a new segment of Ripped from the Headlines that we're kind of doing as a bonus bit of the news while we're on locals. And different people are tipping and sending in questions and statements over there. So we're going to head to locals right now. I hope you consider joining us over there. You can become a member for free. It won't cost you anything. You can be a member there for free and watch everything. And if you choose to support, you can not only watch, but you can interact and you can get more material, like books that are incredibly hard to find, some rare PDFs that are there, and even more importantly, original works like the 5-part audio drama of Oswald, the audio drama of LBJ, and other material, like we, a couple meetups have been there. We may film the Anaheim meetup and put it up there sometime. It depends. We've had interviews up there way before they've appeared on YouTube at a time. So again, it's free to look around. There's a ton of material while you're looking around. Great people there. And if you choose to support, that's even better. And it does help us out a lot. And they take less of a commission than YouTube. So if you're saying, I don't like the 30% YouTube takes, and I totally get it, locals takes much less off the top. A lot more does go to us. So hope to see you there. And if we don't, well, when will we see them, Mark?
We'll see you next Tuesday.